I couldn't do nothing because royalty was drunk. And I just saw her coming out of his room like, what the freak? It was the weirdest stuff ever. Anyway.
Hey y'all, it's Destiny, and tell me why CJ was on Snapchat and he was exposing this, I guess, secret relationship between CJ on 32s and Life with Royalty, aka Charlene. Now I'm gonna say allegedly, clearly, I don't know if any of this is true, but for some reason CJ thinks that Charlene and CJ on 32s did have something going on. Now the first thing we need to do is get into this new video that he did post. And yes, it's another video of him and Charlene arguing. And of course her two daughters, Jaaliyah and Nation, are getting in on it too. So CJ said, I had to deal with the devil. He also said all royalty had to do was tell the truth, but this led to this.
It's talking about now.
It's on camera anyway. Smack the camera.
Oh my God, what you do?
Smack it again.
What are you gonna do?
Keep assaulting me. Keep assaulting me.
I'm
assuming. You going down.
But you need
You
money,
going
right?
down.
Because you're broke.
I'm taking all your
You
money
need money,
back.
right?
All your pennies.
Royalty exchange
All your
is
pennies.
all your money, right?
All your pennies. Nation, please don't touch my stuff no more. Please don't touch my stuff.
You can't do
Please don't touch my
nothing
stuff.
about
I can't?
No.
What you mean?
No.
My house.
Okay, and it's our house.
Anything in here is mine.
And guess what? We're not
Go
gonna get
ahead,
out.
man.
Guess
Yes,
what?
you
We're
are.
not gonna
Yes,
get
you
out.
are.
What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it?
What's she doing? You
you gonna do
homeless,
about it?
Nation. I'm sorry. You're homeless. Go to your one-bedroom
what we got
apartment.
people. We
Go to
got
the one-bedroom.
grandma.
Oh, we got people. Go to your one-bedroom apartment. Go to your one-bedroom apartment. You're so homeless, bro. You're so. Oh my God. How you gonna make it to cheerleading? Oh my God. You're so broke. You're so broke. Oh my God, I feel so sorry for you. Oh my God, your school, your friends. Oh no. Oh my God, what are you gonna do?
This is actually really sad. It's crazy to think that they were making all these videos. Everybody seemed so good together. Of course, there was some tension on the videos. Sometimes people had an attitude, understandable. But who really knew all of this was going on?
Got the Virgos in the bag. Like
This is how the CJ So Cool merch should look. That's how the royalty merch should look. This is stitched too. Really cool custom stuff right here, man. Come on, Alexandra. I know the team can make something like this. Look at these jackets. These ain't even expensive. Come on now.
So CJ said, I did more for them than I did for Kamari. Never again. And I'm glad he realized this. I don't know what made him feel comfortable enough to take care of these three children more than his own flesh and blood, but that was crazy. I never liked the way that Kamari was being treated, especially when she would go over there and it got weird because Charlene would look at her crazy. She stopped being excited to have her there. And to me, CJ could have shut that down a long time ago, but he wanted to stay with Charlene and her children. It's almost like he was choosing them over his own daughter. So I'm glad he is realizing what he did wrong, and I hope he never does that again. So CJ said, always caught her looking at CJ on 32s. They were secretly talking behind my back. He said, all that arguing made me lose my mind. CJ on 32s convinced royalty to talk me into giving my cards away. And then he said, she did me so dirty, I couldn't even expose her. This was a day after I caught her and CJ on 32s. I kept it together because I'm about my money.
Hey, Fab, you right. Man, we used to get punished for disrespecting any adult. Right or wrong, royalty has to do better as a mother, and that's why we had to separate. She would allow Jaaliyah to just do a lot of this, Nation to do a lot of this. Leon would just be like crying, like, why y'all keep yelling at my dad? That's how Leon would be. Me and Leon would go out, work out at the gym with Kevin, come home, take a run for 2 miles, like I explained earlier, then go boxing for 3 hours, then come run again, come home, take a shower, go to a restaurant and eat, come home, go to sleep, wake up, repeat. Royalty and the girls were so jealous that we was doing things without them, but I was trying to bond with Leon. I was trying to make him a better man. And hanging around the females every day, all day wasn't doing good. Like, they was just bashing him all the time, name calling him all the time. He getting into it with females every day, all day. And now look, it's the same thing happening right now, except he not getting into it with them. I'm getting into it with them. It sucks. They suck. They hate men. They literally should just date women.
Well, it definitely looks like Jaaliyah has decided to do that anyway. And Charlene was not happy about that. But that was CJ's perspective on what was going on. He said that Charlene and the girls were very jealous that he was spending so much time with Leon. So since we heard CJ's perspective on that, now let's hear Charlene's.
Yeah,
Because I know you guys were like...
Yeah, and I was like thinking, it's like feeling like the family was like spreading apart. Like
you feel like the family was spreading apart.
Yeah, so my mom was like, nah.
Yeah, and I just felt like things were getting kind of like, I've noticed a lot of things like when we were there, like the last couple of weeks that we were there, or maybe last couple of months that we were there, you know, like Leon just hanging out with CJ and stuff. I just felt like Leon was kind of getting a little bit more attitude-ish and getting more disrespectful and stuff like that. So it was just like, I don't know, it was just like... Yeah, it was kind of like, I don't know, it was weird energy.
Was just
it was really weird.
It's off.
It's just weird, really weird, and it just sucks that, you know, some people can't really be adults and they're always just stirring up drama and just being messy, you know, like, it's just weird. So
no, I definitely find it interesting that Charlene and the girls are saying that Leon was getting more, what did she say, attitude-ish? But it's interesting because Leon's the one that is the most quiet. If anybody has attitude over there, it's definitely Jaaliyah and Nation. So I really wish Charlene had some videos too that she can put out that would show us how Leon was acting different. Because even now when we see him in the videos, he's still quiet, he barely talks. Has anybody ever seen Leon with a real attitude and he's going off on people? But that is Charlene's perspective. She didn't like that Leon was hanging out with CJ so much because she said he was getting an attitude way too much. And CJ's perspective is he thinks that Charlene and her daughters were just jealous because they, I guess, wanted to spend more time with him. Instead, he was spending time with Leon. So let me know what you think about that in the comments.
Jessica, you right. You really did, though. That's the sad part about it. But you're making up for the time with Kamari now, and that's okay. Mari rides hard for you, and it's beautiful. That was in response to my question. Said I did more for her kids than I did for my own kid, and I'll never do that again. It sucks, because look how they acting. Literally turned on me like I was the op. Really? They asking me how did I catch Royalty and CJ on 32s. Well, y'all do know that he used to live with us some of the time. For a long time, he would just stay at our house. And it was crazy. I really don't want to bring it up, man, because it was, at the time I was hurt. I was like, dang, that's crazy. But then I had to play it off like I ain't noticed. You know, we used to go to the parties. I used to spend so much money on clubs. Everybody would be drunk. Not me. I'd be like tipsy, but I'd never, ever, ever get drunk. That ain't what I do. I actually don't think men should get drunk. And CJ on 32s didn't drink at all. So he was sober. That's why I was upset. I couldn't do nothing because Royalty was drunk. And I just saw her coming out of his room like, what the freak?
In my opinion, I always thought that CJ on 32s and Mama Royalty, aka Tanya, I thought they had a thing. They were the ones always flirting in the videos. It's a whole video with CJ on 32s calling her bae and even saying that Mama Royalty has a thing for a young guy, and then she's like, yes. I didn't really see anything between Charlene and CJ on 32s, but let me know what y'all think.
It was the weirdest stuff ever. Anyway, yeah, I done been done dirty so long, it don't even make sense. Y'all know she left me, went to Funny Mike house, took the kids, came back because I put on a private jet. I had to promise the mother of the twins that I would put on a private jet and buy her a new chain if she leave Funny Mike house to come home. What was I thinking? I was insecure. I was very insecure. But now that I know that I found a beautiful, baddie, naturally thick, most attractive, super smart, bodybuilding, working now, building all kind of merch, she's an asset, okay? Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I was in Shallow Hal. I was dating Royalty, thinking Royalty was actually Royalty because her name was Royalty, and her name is actually Charlene. Capital on the lane, because she be sipping.
Yes, for all of those people who don't know, CJ does have a new girlfriend. I don't know what happened to Jasmine, but now we have her. I don't really know her name. But honestly, CJ says this about every woman. They're always better than the last one. They're always the most beautiful, everything. Now let's get into hearing CJ talk about Charlene and Rico, aka Damon Arnett.
But you know what? She got what was coming to her. She ended up with the dude, Damon Arnett, who robs girls and pimps them out. Hello. She ended up with him. That was her man. Look at my girl. I have a straight 5-star girl living in a 5-star world.
I'm just learning all of it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she ended up with a pimp or something like that. It was crazy. He was on the news for getting pulled over with drugs in his system, in his car. He got kicked out the NFL for doing drugs and upping poles on the internet, threatening people. Yeah, that was crazy. They even tried to jump me, but you know me. I'm always protect myself, baby. I had to run and they was
Side myself up.
Oh no, I'm selling it too much. I'm getting dumped.
And see, this is the real reason I think that CJ was talking about Damon Arnett in court. Do y'all remember how Charlene got on here and said, I don't know why you're talking about who I'm hanging out with. Why does that bother you? She thinks that CJ still wants to be with her. And that's why he was trying to talk down on the man that she was spending time with. Not realizing this man is a danger to society. He's clearly impulsive. Just think about the fact that he was recording himself with a firearm, pointing it at the screen, saying he's going to unalive some people. In my opinion, that's just not the type of person that Charlene should be around, and definitely not the type of person that she should have her children around. But y'all gotta let me know what you think about the situation. Do you think CJ on 32s and Charlene had something going on? Do you think CJ is just trolling and he's lying? And do you think this new girl will last? Just let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely see you in the next one.